Okay, so this client, we came to us actually. We got this referral from a another banking partner that we usually work with. They were actually originally declined from this bank. They were trying to do a three lot subdivision construction loans for three single family homes in Richmond. So they were originally declined. The board was like, hey, where else can I go to the banker? And the banker, obviously, I know them for a long time. They like, hey, you know, let me ask a couple of people around. He called me. I was like, yes, let me see if I can help them. So I was able to get in contact with this builder. And after our first conversation, he was actually a very experienced builder. He's been building homes for 20 years. But this was actually the first time he needed to get financing. So he didn't really know how to prepare proper, budgets and sheet and drawings and stuff like that. That's for the bank. So he was having trouble getting good rates. So then he actually went to different like private lenders as well. And basically they were giving him tier two, tier three solutions and rates. So Tuan?
Yeah, so this parcel of land is a pretty big lot, I think, when we got it. And Smart bought a good piece of land where you can divide into three separate parcels, and each parcel you can build a single family home on it. So that was his plan. I mean, he got a great lot out in Richmond. He took the time to rezone, and in the past, he's always kind of funded the project himself, self-funded with his own equity or investors' money. So he didn't really have to go to the bank. So I think this was kind of to him was kind of foreign to like, hey, what do I send to the bank? And I think he didn't have a proper package was the key thing, was why I think RBC just couldn't understand the deal. They didn't, and they also felt he was inexperienced because in lending, we look at, the whole, the five C's: character, the package. And so the client, if they feel that you're an inexperienced builder or don't have experience putting the package together, they might not look at the deal. In this situation, I think the bank didn't do it because of the market condition too, and a few other factors, and it's lender appetite. So what we did was we reviewed the file, and we really quickly realized that the roadblock was how he packaged the file, basically. So we had to synthesize all the information into something more bankable, make it more bankable deal. And then we had to figure out, so that was roadblock number one. The second part was lender appetite. During this, I guess, that current market condition, the market was quite, there was a lot of challenges where the banks weren't looking at financing a lot of land and construction deals. So we had to find a suitable lender to that was also okay to do this type of deal. And yeah, luckily we found someone that was able to get us a really good rate, where you can see the outcome. We got 70% loan to costs. The rate was prime plus 1.65 when his offer originally was prime plus 5 from a tier 3 bank. And then the lender fee was 75 basis point versus 2%. So we saved a lot of money for that. And I think you appreciate that, we're able to quickly do it in a relatively short time period too.
Yeah, especially in this type of market right now where single family homes aren't exactly moving fast.
Mhm.
It was key that we found a lender that did have the appetite for single family homes, because we know, this inventory is not really moving as fast as it used to, and they're staying in the market for 6 to 7 months. So it was key to find this type of lender that were actually okay with it and actually was able to be aggressive on the loan amount at 70% loan to cost. Because what we found now is a lot of lenders actually pulling back. And they said, oh, even if you can finish, can you even sell it? Right.
Yeah.
And that's why we're seeing record inventory in Vancouver and Toronto and all the big markets right now.
Yeah, that's a challenge right now. And a lot of banks are getting a lot of applications, right? There with the new multiplex policy, there's a lot of applications. So they're going to have to pick and choose the best one. Um, and I think the results come from packaging it properly, making sure we hit all the key points the lender is looking for. I think if you put too much information where you get like analysis paralysis, the banker might say you're putting too much information. It's going to take too much time. And I kind of look at this like the kind of like the resume situation. When you're submitting a resume and you get 100 resumes, which one are you going to actually really look at? Who's going to get the interview? So in my mind, it's the same thing. Is that when you're submitting this loan application for a construction loan, it's high demand, so they probably get a lot of application. So I think in our job is how do we make it stand out? The relationship we have helps, and then how do we position this so that the banker will look at it, and second of all, like this deal too, I think, right? So a lot of factors when it comes to land construction, especially in this market right now. But definitely it's great to see that we were able to help this client out, and instead of going to that secondary market where I think the rates and fees are a lot higher.
Way better.
Um,
Yeah.
but you know what? In there's situations where the client might be the right fit for a tier two or tier three bank. And that's why they exist. Like we work with those lenders too. It all depends on what the client's looking for and the right fit. Sometimes it's not always about the rates, but it's also about the right solution too. But in this situation, he was lucky that we got enough, a high enough known amount and a good rate, right? So I think it's a win-win there.